Blessed Squad, what's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy, Blessed Applesauce, here to bless y'all with another video here on Blessed to Invest. And today I want to show y'all my journal, how I plan out my day every single day in the market. I think journaling is one of those critical skills that everyone needs in their trading career. If you're not writing down your emotions, if you're not writing down the plays, the mental setups you want to take, you're not going to have statistics that you can back it with. And you're just going to be very inconsistent because you're not going to know what's going on. So I want to show y'all my journal today and go over the questions I ask myself every morning in the market before and after I trade. So let's get into it now. Let's go over my journal. All right. So right here, and then we'll highlight like P&L and all that other good stuff in a second. So what I look for in my journal, right? So I have the date here. That's the first thing I have here. And for me, with my trading, I like to make sure that I am mentally prepared. I like to make sure I'm calm during the day. I like to make sure I'm not too stressed out. And how I rank this is by, 1 out of 10. I rank everything 1 out of 10 and show, okay, how am I feeling? And then I give myself a score out of 100 at the end of the day. So the first question I ask myself starting out in the morning is, how calm was I during the trading day? Did I sleep well? And this is a very critical point here, because if you don't sleep well, if you didn't get your 7-8 hours of sleep, if you weren't calm, if you were stressed out because, I don't know, the wife or the husband was making you mad that morning, or you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you tend to have scenarios where your trading tends to fail. So just be aware of that. That's a question I ask myself every morning. And then I also ask myself, how was I feeling during the trade? This one's really critical. I like this one because when you're in a trade, right, and you feel nervous or you feel tired or you feel bored, a lot of times they can be signals to you that either you're trading with too much size, you don't have a specific strategy that you're using, maybe you are trading too small if you're bored. So that's something you need to make sure you're on point with. So I ask myself every morning, how was I feeling during the trade? Next, I look at how comfortable was I with losing. This is also important because this is a game of random. This is a game of chance. Yes, you do have an edge of the market, but you need to make sure that you understand there are risk to reward and there are also probabilities you're looking at. Because sometimes in the trade, you can just miss your trade and you're thinking, okay, I missed my trade, but I'm going to hop in this because I know this is going to be green. And you get a red trade and they're like, oh, I know this is going to be green. And then it's a red trade and you're just beating your head like, why can't I win? When you have to realize, look, maybe you're on the wrong side of the trade. Maybe you're not going to win every trade. So getting that mental mindset to understand that this is you're going to have to take some losses sometimes. And this kind of goes in line with knowing that the game is random as well. So I ask myself that question as well. Next, I look for the urge to check Pnl. This one is a really important question to ask yourself because you can get into a moment where you're thinking, okay, am I looking at the price? Am I looking at the money I'm making instead of looking at the particular trade? And is the trade looking right? Am I taking the trade within my setup? Am I doing everything that I'm supposed to mentally within the trade without focusing on the money? So urge to check P&L is very important because you can get into a moment like, oh, I don't want to lose $5. I'm getting nervous. I don't want to lose $5. I don't want to lose $10. So you move back and don't look at the trade. You're looking more at the price, how much money you're making or losing. That's not a good thing. Next is taking trades in my setup. This is very critical. You have to do that. If you do not take trades within your setup, you're not going to make money. That's just flat out. So I ask myself, did I take trades in my setup? How well did I plan my trades? This is kind of akin to taking trades in my setup, but also having that plan for risk to reward, exit and entry, stuff like that. How do I feel emotionally? This one's really important. I know for me, back when I was not sleeping a lot, or was going through a lot of personal things in my life, you see trading take an effect on that. Like when I was taking a test back in college and I was stressed because I was thinking I was gonna fail. That plays a part in your trading. It's really crazy that it does, but it definitely does. I don't know why it does, but it just does for some reason. It's a mental game, kind of like you're playing a professional sport where you need to make sure that you are at the prime level. If you're in tip top shape, physically, mentally, to be able to compete in this arena here. Next, do I trust my system? This one's really critical, and that is the one question I asked myself when getting into this game. When I started tracking my results, was, do I trust my system? Trusting your system is going to be really critical because you're going to have those days. I'm going to show you a day on here. Like I had a really nasty, almost $1,000 loss day. It was ridiculous, and it was one of those moments. And I even put on here, do I trust my system on this particular day? And I gave myself a 10 because I knew I traded it right, even though I wasn't feeling emotionally right. I think this is when I started trading with bigger size. Even though I wasn't feeling emotionally right, even though I planned my trade decently well, I might have been a little bit more aggressive. And I think, yeah, I traded on a new account today. Yeah, this is when I traded on the new account, and I lost almost $1,000. So, just being aware of trusting your system is going to be really critical, because you have to make sure that you have to make sure that with that trust you're able to go through those losses, because these two back-to-back loss days are one of those moments where you can get really shaky, like, okay, maybe I should switch systems, but you have to stick with it and be able to trust your system. So I'm happy I gave myself a 9 and 10 here, which is really good, because even though I lost $1,000. Even though I was going through that, I was confident enough to get back on the horse and keep going. All right, next is, do I have a healthy level of confidence? That's going to be really critical, man. I also put this. I also put the P&L on the day on there as well. So every day I put the P&L, how much I made or lost. So that goes without saying. That makes sense. So do I have a healthy level of confidence? Because a lot of times in these trades, you can get levels of confidence or lack of confidence where you're doing stupid, reckless things. And I know for me, sometimes when I get angry or when I get into a mental space that isn't good for me, I'll start trading very reckless. I'll take 20 trades when I really don't need to. I'll be taking setups that aren't really setups just to get in on a trade. And that's not good. Having a healthy level of confidence to make sure you're in that right mindset. And these last couple here are you focused on your phone today? No distractions. Are you patient? And did I trade after 10 a.m.? This for me is important for me because usually my trading tends to not perform as well after 10 o'clock. So I tend to minimize my size. I tend to kind of close the laptop at 10 a.m. Sometimes I'll trade at that point, but just keeping track of that is very important for me. And also, was I bored on the day? So I wanted to highlight these couple questions here because I think it's really critical to have your own journal. And also I put some notes right here on the particular day. Like today was I jumped the gun on one trade, but I was able to double add and get a big win. Good winning day, but entries were not the best. And with this one, it was just trading was really good this day money wise, but it wasn't as clean because my entries just weren't as solid as I would have liked them to be. I wasn't hitting the right area like I wanted it to be. And I kind of think the market makers were kind of messing me up a little bit because I just wasn't able to get in right. But just having that understanding with this journal of, okay, this is what I need mentally. And you can start to pick up patterns like, okay, if I'm sleepy on the day, maybe you give yourself a 5 for sleepiness. Where's my sleepiness? Oh. Maybe you give yourself a 5 for sleepiness, and you start to notice patterns like every time I'm really sleepy, I don't get enough sleep, my trading starts to decline. I'm taking losses. So maybe you struggle with overconfidence, and you see when you're overconfident, your trading starts to decline. You don't do as well. So I think this is a very great journal. I wanted to share this with y'all because I think literally just copy this and ask yourself these questions. Maybe you tweak it a little bit. Maybe you're not. For me, I'm in my trades for 3 minutes at a time, but you don't have to be in there that long. If your setup doesn't ask you to do that. For me, my particular setup, I only need to be in trades for 3 minutes and that's it. But use this chart. I think it's really helpful. I pulled a lot of these questions from a guy named Jared Tindler. He's a mental trading coach. And you ask yourself these questions every morning, and you're going to start to notice, okay, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? And once you get there, that mental game is going to improve because a lot of people focus on that technical game where they're learning all the setups. Setups look great, etc., etc. And they're like, okay, I know I can make a lot of money with the setup, and the setup is effective, but they don't work on the mental game. So that's very important. This is the backside of trading, working on that mental game, asking yourself these questions every day. Make sure you're eating healthy, eating clean. That comes into play. And how calm you were, good sleep. I need to put that on there. Eat well, that needs to be on there, critical. So let me know down in the comment section down below if this was helpful for y'all. Just showing y'all what I look at every morning and questions I ask myself journaling wise to get myself in the right mindset for the trading day. And let me know down in the comment section, do you have a particular journal that you use? Is it helpful? Is it beneficial to you? Are you seeing results from your journal? Let me know. And that's going to wrap it up. This has been your boy, Blessed Applesauce. Stay blessed. And I'm going to see y'all next time on Blessed to Invest.
Just to see tomorrow is a blessing. Stay prayed up is the message. Everything about a nigga blessed. Everything about a nigga blessed.